Oh. So sometime ago, a friend of mine invited me to his church. He told me that they were having this Holy Spirit singles something program. I was like, okay, fine. I'm going to attend your church. So on that Sunday morning, I followed my friend to church. And on entering the church, I was welcomed by this tall, fair, elegant, beautiful, spirit-filled usher. Trust me, her smile was everything. Like I instantly felt at home in the presence of my Father. So the rest, I don't really remember what happened in the rest of the service. Who cares? I don't even remember the message that was preached today. What was on my mind was, let's just skip to the end of this service so that I can go and shoot my shot. Foolish me. And the service eventually came to a close. They said first-timers should wait behind. So I'm not interested in waiting behind. I went to go and track this lady. Just as I was about to make move, the pastor announced that all the workers in the church have a meeting with the pastor. She was obviously a worker. She had to attend the meeting. That was how I waited another 3 solid hours before I could get a chance to talk to her. I saw things. Eventually, after waiting for the 3 hours, I walked up to her with a smile. Yeah, I introduced myself, I cracked a joke, and she smiled. And anytime you can get a lady to smile, my dear, you've actually scored a huge point. So I had a little chit-chat, exchanged numbers. After 2 days, I chatted her up. Yeah, so that was it. Another talking stage just gone like that. Yeah. So that reminds me, I've not done introduction for this video. Hi guys, my name is Duru Uchukwemeka and welcome to another episode of Heartfelt with Duru. So on this episode, I'm going to be going over common mistakes you should avoid in a talking stage. So once again, these are just my opinion. I've always believed that there is no hard and fast truth to this thing called relationship. The only principles and guidelines that will make the odds in your favor. So feel free to take 1 or 2 things that works for you, and also feel free to disagree in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. So common mistakes you should avoid in a talking stage. Okay, talking stage is basically that short phase where 2 people that maybe they just met each other. They get to know each other in detail with the intentions of knowing whether they are compatible enough to transition to a more committed relationship. Talking stage is different from dating. Maybe you were introduced to someone, or maybe you just met someone, or perhaps you might be friends before, but this time around you're just coming together to get to know each other. The first mistake I see a lot of people make in talking stage, what I call the identity problem. A lot of people don't actually spend time to get to discover themselves, to know who they are before they jump off into talking stages. So when I mean getting to know yourself, I mean that you have to be aware, okay, what's my purpose as a person? Where am I going to? What's my value system? What do I believe in? You get what's my my genetic makeup here? What's my genotype? You have to know all these things. So taking time to actually identify who you are will save you a lot of time and resources, save you a lot of trial and errors. When you're talking with somebody, you're precise. You know exactly whether this thing has a chance of working or not. Then the second mistake I see a lot of people make is idolizing the person. I've been there, a lot of people have been there when you meet this person and the person just looks so wow, looks so awesome. You feel like, this person, this is it. I cannot lose this person. And the downside of it is it makes you tolerate a lot of disrespect that on a normal you're not supposed to be, because you're scared somehow of walking away. The best position to be in a talking stage is when you're not scared to walk away. Yeah. I'm not among those that will tell you that, okay, there are so many fishes in the river, blah, blah, blah. When you start looking for a serious relationship, somebody that you can actually stay with, you discover that finding that person is very, very scarce. It's very, very scarce. But at the same time, you shouldn't hold on to something too tightly, that you shouldn't be able to walk away from it when you feel like, okay, this is not giving me what I want at this stage in my life. So no matter how fine that babe is, know that she's still fat. And she still takes a dump in the morning. So there is nothing special about him. There's nothing special about her. We are all humans at the end of the day, and nobody is doing anybody a favor by being in a relationship with them. Absolutely nobody. So always maintain this position that, fine, I'll give you my best, but when I find out that, okay, this person is doing something that doesn't agree with my value system, doesn't agree with my belief system as a person, you call the person out. And some people do that mistake, okay, they tolerate a lot of things, they tolerate a lot of these things, hoping that, okay, by the time this person agrees to marry me, or this person agrees to date me, now I'm going to change this person will change. Idea, if you know how you want your relationship to be, start setting those boundaries from the very onset. Where did I write this thing? So the third mistake I see a lot of people do in a talking stage is being too desperate or being clingy. Nothing kills off a person's interest than when somebody that you're in a talking stage with is all appearing all desperate and clingy. You just met someone, you just met a lady, or you just met a guy, and you're calling them in the morning, in the afternoon, in the night, when the thing is not mutual. The person maybe is at work and pick your call, and you're giving the person 14 missed calls. For what? Like for what? It's always good to just take things gradually, take things slow, take it gradually, but at the same time, don't appear too desperate or too clingy. Or maybe you just met a lady, you just met a lady, and the next thing you're telling her, I want to marry you. My dear, I've spoken with a lot of ladies, and I've discovered that a lot of them don't like that straight up confrontation. Depending on the phase that she is as a lady. If she's still in that phase where she feels like she has a lot of options, she's in her prime, she has a lot of things going for her. Most ladies don't like that direct confrontation. You're just meeting her, you've not even become her friend yet, you're already telling her, I want to marry you. A lot of ladies don't like that too. And even guys too, you just met this lady, and the lady next thing is telling you, okay, I want to go and meet your parents, I want to know your brother, I want to do that. It comes off as being desperate, and it portrays you as somebody that is not high value. And trust me, everybody wants wants a high value person, someone that they'll be able to be proud of, like, okay, this is who I'm with. And when you start acting too clingy, too desperate, it just takes away that it just gives off a very negative vibes, and that's actually when you start seeing, okay, this girl is giving me attitude, this guy is giving me attitude. Why wouldn't they give you attitude? You've brought yourself very, very cheap. I don't play hard to get, but at the same time, receive wisdom to know how to space your code, how to do all those things so that it will keep the interest flowing. So the next common mistake a lot of us make in the talking stage is not being clear in our head what we want. Yeah, me, I've made that mistake in the past. I see a lot of people making that mistake. You're in a talking stage with somebody, and eventually you just settle for being just friends. Yeah, I'm not saying there's anything wrong. I'm not saying there's anything wrong in it, but you just have to be clear. What are my relationship goals at this point in my life? Am I just looking for a casual fling? Am I just looking for just somebody like an interim government, that kind of thing? Or am I looking a committed relationship that is leading to marriage? What's my relationship goal? When you have this thing clear in your head, it will actually channel the discussion towards that area, and it will make you not to settle for less. Yeah. When you're not clear in your head what you want, that's when you see a lot of people end up in situationship. Nobody is doing anybody any favor by dating them or by being in a relationship with them. So I believe that it should be mutual. You have to be very, very clear in your head what you want, and then you go for it. Similar to that, another mistake I see a lot of us make in a talking stage is wasting too much time. Yeah. Wasting too much time on someone that is not interested. But a talking stage is not supposed to take very, very long. And trust me, everybody above a certain age, everybody knows what they want. No matter how they seem to push, I need to settle this in my life. I don't think I'm not in that frame. I'm not in that frame of mind where I need a relationship. Now, I know, yeah, there are some few situations where, okay, it's true, the person maybe is passing through one or two things, and the person just wants to clear his or her head and get things straight. But above a certain age, above a certain level, I believe that everybody knows what they want. So if you've showed all workings, if you've presented yourself, put your best foot forward, that kind of thing, did everything that you know that you're supposed to do to woo a lady or to position yourself as a lady to get a guy, if you've done everything you feel you should, and the person is still not reciprocating your energy, maybe let's say, for example, a typical scenario, you call this person Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, I always recommend just take a little break to see what will this person's action be like. Is he going to check up on me after that? And if you do all these things and you give a break, the person doesn't even care. The person didn't even care, not even a message, how are you? My dear, that person is not interested. Just move on. Except God spoke from heaven and told you that this one is for you. So the next mistake I see the next common mistake I see a lot of people doing a talking stage is revealing too much too soon. I believe that when you meet somebody, you're supposed to put your best foot forward. Yeah, we all have our mistakes we made in the past and our insecurities and all those things. So I don't feel that that's the first thing you should project as a person. When you just meet someone and you're actually talking, you should be able to bring out your best foot forward, bring out the exciting things, the good things about you first. Yeah. Let the person see the good side of you first before you can now gradually, depending on the person's maturity, release some sensitive information about yourself. It will actually make the person make a very balanced, informed decision. Let's say you just meet a guy or you meet a lady and you're already telling the girl how you were a cultist, or you're already telling the guy how you were molested when you were 14, or how your parents are not, your parents are always fighting with each other and those kind of things. Some of those things are mistakes you couldn't have done any better. Yeah, but those are not the first things. No matter how you feel the connection is, no matter how you feel this guy or this girl is my safe space, that kind of thing, don't release all these informations first. Say the good side about you. What are you working on? Just let the person see your good side first, to see your character, your personality, your fun-loving person, you're interesting to be with, that kind of thing. You're a godly person. Let your work ethic, the projects you're doing, let the person see those things first. And then after that, you can start sharing one or two mistakes or insecurity. It will make the person make a very informed decision, because there are people that you just meet them and you're telling them these things about you. let's say you meet somebody and you're already telling them this thing, the person might not have the patience to stick around to actually see that treasure inside of you. I believe our mistakes doesn't define us here. They are all things that will contribute to our story to make us a better person. But at the same time, you should be very, very wise. Don't reveal too much too soon. Don't reveal too much too soon. Okay. So the next common mistake I see a lot of us making talking stage, what I call inadequate communication. Actually, communication is the backbone of a talking stage. You should communicate. You should communicate your expectation. You should communicate, what you want clearly. A lot of people get caught up in their busy schedule, especially in this our fast-paced world. They get caught up in the busy schedule that they don't even have time. Bring out time to talk to each other. Everybody has their preferred means of communicating. Some people are the calling type, some people are the texting type. So you have to find out, who is the other person? What's their preferred channel of communication? And make sure that you are able to communicate in the way he or she will actually understand. All right, so the next common mistake I see a lot of us do in talking stages is what I call giving husband or wife benefits without commitment. Talking stage is not when you start billing somebody. Talking stage is not when you start sleeping with somebody. I've seen a lot of people, you just talking again, you just started talking. The next thing the guy is asking, when will you come to my house? When will you come and sleep over? When will you come and cook for me? When will you come and wash for me? You just meet a lady. Your only crime is that you said, let's just get to know ourselves. The next day, her gas has finished. Next day, her father is in the hospital. Next day, she wants her. Next day, her phone screen cracked. Personally, I believe the talking stage is not a time to start, handling wife responsibilities or husband responsibilities. What we are doing is let's just get to know whether we are compatible. Then I discovered something. If you start giving this husband and wife benefit early on in the talking stage, especially for guys, when the guy feels like he's getting everything, there is no need to move on. There is no need to transition to a more committed relationship. There are in some cases, very few cases, maybe a single-digit percentage is when, after all those things, it works out. But even when it works out, you discover that the relational dynamics is going to be one kind. There you have it, guys. Common mistakes you should avoid in a talking stage. Once again, these are just my opinion. I've always believed that there's no hard and fast truth to this thing called relationship. There are only principles and guidelines that will make the odds to be in your favor. So feel free to pick one or two things that you feel will work for you. And also feel free to disagree in the comment section below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Are there other mistakes you feel should be avoided in a talking stage? So once again, remember to click the like button, click the subscribe button. Just know that your comments are going to shape the content of this channel. So I'll see you in the next video.
Ibo la ń lọ ènìyàn.